All right, we'll get started with Texas Tech. We'll start with the opening statement from Coach Tadlock. Then we'll take questions from Braxton Fulford. Coach Tadlock.
Congratulations to Stanford, first and foremost. They got an outstanding team, top to bottom. Thought Williams was dominant today. Thought Coach Esker and his staff did a great job with everything that was involved this weekend. And like to thank, obviously, our players and our staff, and obviously our fan base. I mean, to come out and withstand the heat, we appreciate everybody that came out, and everybody that's helping run the Super Regional. Thought it was done at a, just about as good as you can do it, and obviously we appreciate everybody doing that, and just think Stanford was really good. I think the better team won the last couple of days.
All right, we'll start with questions for Braxton. As a reminder, please use the raise your hand feature. We'll start with Carlos Silva.
Braxton, for you, how would you describe the journey that this season was for y'all? I know it's still fresh in your mind, but just kind of taking away the loss, just in terms of what y'all were able to accomplish with all the adversity you kind of dealt with.
Yeah, there's inevitably going to be adversity through a season. And we definitely had some. Our first weekend we went 0-3, even though we competed really well. And then we go and we have some injuries, some key players. But we figure it out. Guys step up, and I think that's a big takeaway from this season is we had a lot of guys step up, and we're ready to play. And we really did have a great season. Maybe it didn't end the way we wanted it to, but we played well.
Go back to Carlos.
In terms of what their starter Williams was able to do, I know you guys were obviously looking to try and slow him down a little bit, or just kind of, I guess, get the pitch count up. I guess, what was he able to do successfully that kind of kept you all off balance during the contest?
Yeah, he was able to work ahead of our hitters. We didn't really hit the way we wanted to. We didn't handle the bat the way we wanted to, and he kind of took advantage of that. He was able to get ahead of us in the counts, and we popped up too many balls, or whatever you want to say. It just didn't work in our favor.
Go to Don Williams.
Braxton, how similar was Williams' repertoire today to Beck's yesterday, since neither were particularly high velocity guys? What was it that makes them so difficult to hit?
Yeah, they were similar, apart from, the guy today had a breaking or a changeup, as compared to the guy yesterday had a breaking ball and a tighter slider. I'd say the fastball kind of carried a little bit, stayed up, and I'm assuming that's why we were under so many balls today. But that's just baseball. You got to make adjustments, and I don't think we necessarily did.
Go to Phil Mayer.
Braxton, just looking back on the season, what do you think about your own evolution as a player and the strides you made to your game?
With the coaches like we have here, and the competitive nature of our team, it's inevitable if you stay here for 4 years that you're going to get better. And I think I'm just a product of that. Being in this organization, really helped me improve as a player and as a person as well. So yeah, it's just I've came a long ways from when I was a little freshman coming in here.
Go back to Don Williams.
Braxton, considering the fact that you guys lost 4 pitchers, lost Dylan Noisy, much has been made about how this team kind of had to piece it together to finish one series short of Omaha. How well do you feel like y'all maximized what you're capable of this year, or did you maximize what you're capable of?
I think we handled the blows that we were dealt well. However, I think at the same time we were capable of more. We just didn't play our best baseball this weekend, and Stanford arguably was playing some of their best baseball, and that's really all it comes down to. We have plenty of talent that stepped up this year, and I think they've done a fantastic job. Even though it does suck we had injuries, we had plenty of guys step up.
All right, we'll go back to Don to wrap up questions for Braxton.
Braxton, you talked a moment ago about how far you've come since you're a freshman coming in here. The reality with Major League Baseball going back to a 20-round draft next month, a lot of you guys, I'm sure, are going to be drafted. That being the case, it was probably the last time in a Texas Tech uniform for a lot of guys today. What was the locker room like?
I spoke to the culture of this team a little bit earlier, but we're pretty tight here. Everyone loves it here. Coach Tadlock lets us play. He lets us be our own players. So with that being said, it was sad in there. Nobody wanted that to be our last game. Nobody wanted this to be our last series. But it is what it is. We weren't playing our best baseball this weekend, but wasn't too happy. No one was looking forward to losing.
All right, thanks, Braxton.
Yeah.
We'll go to questions for Coach Tadlock at this time. We'll start with Carlos.
Coach, going to the question Don kind of asked, do you feel, even with all the injuries and kind of all the adversity you all dealt with, that you all maximized what you had and you were able to kind of achieve, minus obviously getting the ultimate goal of getting to CWS and winning a title, that you all were able to maximize the talent that you had kind of given to you in terms of injuries and all those things throughout the year?
There was times within games and within weekends. Absolutely, we played about as good as we needed to play to win baseball games. But to sit here and say we couldn't do that another weekend and to keep improving through the week, that's not how we operate. And we absolutely so the answer would be is no, and that falls solely on me. I mean, we got to practice 3 times this week since the regional last week, and again, if the guys aren't prepared and they're not getting better, that's on me.
Go back to Carlos.
In that 5th inning, there was a critical point there where you guys got a runner on with a hit batsman, then you drew a walk. How was the momentum shift there in terms of if you all were able to kind of do something, or did you feel like there was some sort of momentum shift there when you all were able to get 2 on with no outs there?
Yeah, I really thought so Stillwell gets hit and Easton gets on, and thought Nate put together a really good at-bat. Thought the guy spun the ball 3-2 and just spun it down and probably looked like a fastball. He's not the first guy that ever swung at one that thought it was going to be a fastball and was down a little bit. That bat to that was really good, and really thought that was the right spot for Cal. And we were trying to find, how many innings he could play based on where he was, and so felt like it was setting up good for us, and got threw him a 1-0 changeup, I want to say, which is what he was going to do the whole day, and it's what he did the whole day. And Cal just missed it, and then again, I mean, you got 2 outs and you got Kurt up, and we all know, he's kind of got a knack for getting a big hit when he needs to, and really liked where we were in the lineup. It's really, we built the lineup today really to be right in that spot, and just didn't work out. And it's without having Cal in there, it's kind of what you're trying to do. And when that spot came up, to have him come up with some men on and get 5 or 6 innings out of him, and it just didn't go our way.
Go to Don.
Tim, when did Cal get sick, and what was he dealing with?
I don't know exactly what it is. It's a stomach bug virus type deal, and he didn't practice Thursday. He had nearly 103 temperature on Thursday, and so was kind of battling that. I mean, I don't know if you saw yesterday right before the ball was booted, and he's throwing up at shortstop yesterday, and just a tough kid and left everything on the field, and great teammate, and again, that's not the difference. I mean, let's make sure we give credit where credit is due. I mean, Beck and Williams threw the ball really well, and Stanford's lineup is really good. And 1 through 9, that's what it's supposed to look like. And those guys, I mean, they deserve to go to Omaha.
Go back to Carlos.
I know every year's different, Coach, but I guess what would you consider the story of this team, or just the way you would describe this year for yourself and your players and coaching staff?
Yeah, about 4 days ago, we were talking about how fortunate we'd been. I guess we shouldn't have talked about it. That, within our position player group, we've had healthy guys when the game started. And specifically, we talked about the middle infield. And, hey, you were able to play Cal and Jace up the middle for however many games we played, and pretty much play Parker at third and Kurt at third and Stillwell and Nate at first. And so to me, there was some good fortune in there for us to be in the position we're in. Our league it's a really tough league. I think our league, I think we came on the right side of some series this year that, our margin for error was very small, and our kids are to be commended for that.
Do we have any other questions for Coach?
That just says a lot about their makeup to me. You guys can go back and look at it. I mean, there just wasn't a lot of margin for error.
Go back to Don Williams.
Tim, I know in watching a lot of Major League Baseball and reading a lot of Major League Baseball coverage, a lot of hitters say that they want pitchers to have a good grip on the baseball and are not really concerned sometimes with what they're using to get a grip on the ball. With that being said, did you have any issues with how much Williams was going to his mouth today, licking his palm, seemed like between every pitch, and then going back, licking his fingers pretty much every pitch? Did you feel like he was wiping appropriately? Or was there any discussion about that?
No, there wasn't any discussion about that. I mean, it wasn't a concern today.
Do we have any other questions for Coach?
Appreciate you guys waiting. Sorry it took so long.
All right. Thanks, Coach.